a lot of the debate is, because because athletes already receive a lot of benefits. I know people are uncertain about how that'll influence, the college atmosphere and how college athletics go about, but I think it's just important to remember that we're students at the same time, and we can't have a job outside of our sport. Our sport is our job. Well, it is great to, get to play these college sports, and it's a great experience that not everyone gets to live through. We're still students. We still do the same thing everyone else does, and while other students have jobs on the side, soccer is my job. So as an athlete, we're committing just as many hours to our sport as someone else would be to their work. And so while, it is an experience that not everyone gets to live, if we were able to achieve just a little bit of compensation for the amount of hours and work that we put into our sport, it would help us, live outside of soccer, buy food, buy groceries, buy, things you need that make it more difficult to afford without getting paid. The revenue we produce usually goes towards facilities and equipment and, trips for our team, like buses, hotels. So while we didn't personally receive payment, we got a new stadium this year. And and then we always lose balls, so that's where some of that revenue goes to, is new equipment. And keep in mind, the team has to earn through fundraisers and camps and clinics. We have to earn a lot of that money. So I think, like I said, a little bit of payment for the hours, the commitment, just our drive to represent the school would be that much more significant. If college athletes got paid, it could change the atmosphere, but at the same time, I don't think it would. I think if some schools were paying their athletes more or less than others, then it could change the atmosphere. It could be about, rather than about, your dream school and representing your state or your mascot or your university, it could become about who's going to pay me more. So I think if, different schools started, providing more money for their athletes, then I think it could change the environment of college sports. But if everyone was receiving the same minimum wage amount, then I don't think it would have any effect in a negative way at all. I think it's the average soccer player spends about anywhere from 25 to 35 to 40 hours a week for their sport. And if you think about it, that's, about equal to, if not more, than a lot of students spend at their jobs. And while it is a completely different scenario, it's still would be nice to receive some form of payment for that. If we're going to be paid per hour, then I think all athletes should be paid an equal amount per hour. I don't think football players should make $10.95 an hour, and women's soccer players make, $4 an hour. I think it should be based on how much time you spend committed to your sport and participating in activities for your sport. But it should not be based on, skill, winning record, team revenue, because we're all working the same. We're all putting our bodies through the same thing. We're all spending just as much time for this sport, and I think all athletes should receive it. I'm not asking for, $100 a day, foot massages, back massages. I want my school completely paid for, and then I want to live in a house. I just want enough to help me live on my own outside of soccer.